Hey girls! I'm so excited to start it. So my name is Caterine Lunki Repeto, and here we go, officially launching my podcast. So this is gonna be a space that we are gonna take a drink, a coffee, and then we are gonna listen to amazing stories of people building their own path in fashion. Besides, of course, my fashion journals that I'm still gonna post here, that we are gonna talk about what's going on in fashion trends, and I will give my opinion. But here, the podcast will be chatting with people, you know, like my friends, like people that inspired me. They study with me and they are creating their own stuff in fashion. And with that, I want to show you guys that nothing comes from nowhere. We always, you know we are in our 20s, and it's not that we are, I don't know, Jonathan and so on. And if you want to get in the fashion industry, I think this podcast will help you a lot. Kisses, and let's start with our first interview. So get comfy because I'm talking with Milena Aguilar. Come, Milena. Of course, the first one here in podcast needs to be my best friend, right?
Hello. Hello, guys.
Welcome to our first episode here in podcast.
Can you believe that I'm the first one?
Right?
Ah!
What are we doing? We're still figuring out, guys. But okay, Milena studied with me for like 3 years, right? In
Yeah,
Magangoni.
yeah.
We met there. So tell me a bit about you. Like, we know that she's an amazing fashion student, but
Thank you. She's telling me, but
she
well,
has
yeah.
a boyfriend, guy. So
Okay, well, I'm gonna start with my background and talking a bit about myself.
yeah, right. Yeah, you
Well,
have a
Katy
lot
knows
of. I
everything
know it's everything,
already,
but she's
so
gonna share you guys. But I feel it's really important. I feel everyone in fashion, we always have a past. Someone inspired us, or someone. Something or someone. That's what I wanted to say.
well, I am Mexican from Mexico City. And yeah, for me, it was quite easy to know that I wanted to do fashion because I grew up in a really artistic background. My parents are both artists. And yeah, I was always really close to art and creativity. So I feel like my inspiration was for sure my parents.
Yeah, your dad. He tell about your dad a little bit.
Well,
He's super
yeah,
interesting, guys.
my dad is a film he works in filmmaking, and my mom is an artist, and so we I was always close to this really artistic background. And like my godmother, she's a custom designer, a really good one in Mexico.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah,
That's super
so
cute.
I was always really close to to this artistic world. So for me, it was never a question, I think. It was, of course, and I feel like for young people, and mostly when you're like in your 17s or like in your teens, and you're figuring out who you want to be and what do you want to do, and you're so young, right?
It's
It is
crazy.
really difficult because you don't
Yeah.
really you don't have an idea, but then you have these dreams and these passions, right? And so for me, it was more of like something that I did with my intuition. I was always supported by my parents, which I'm really grateful and of course super privileged, because my parents were always thinking that that was my path, and they were super supportive. So it was not surprising for them when I said I want to be a fashion designer, or I want to do something involved with fashion or art in general. They were super happy, and they were even like not surprised at all, and they were like, okay, we were waiting for this
I
all of
mean,
our lives.
all her family, like she has two more brothers. She has a twin actually. It's
Yeah, I'm
super
a
funny,
twin.
and they are all like not in fashion but in art. That's super interesting. Like it's not something normal you could see around. You know.
Mostly, I feel like Latin America has a lot of like a really judgmental society where you, if you are an artist, if you do something related to creativity or art, then you're not gonna do well, right? Then it's not the best,
Yeah, it's more like
right?
you're not gonna get money. Like
Yeah, it's like
that's
a complicated idea, right?
right.
But I'm really grateful, as I said, and really privileged that I grew up in a really artistic environment, and so for my family was so amazing. Like they were so excited, and and they have always been really supportive. Shout out to my parents and my brothers.
Yes.
But yeah, that's a bit of how I was raised and like my environment and my background.
But okay, you're like me. I came from Brazil with 18 without knowing anything. How did you decide to move to Mexico? Like you went to Milan. Why Milan? Why not Paris or London and fashion design? Like you're a designer like me. We have friends that are styling. I don't know, fashion business. To be a designer, I feel you need to be a little bit crazy, right?
Yeah, well, that's a really important question for sure. I actually didn't think twice. When I Because okay, yeah, that when I moved to Milan, I had already done 1 year of university back in Mexico. So yeah, I'm
Ah,
a
yeah,
little bit
that's
old.
right.
Yeah.
No, she's not old. She's 2 years older than me, guys. I feel like that's one thing to talk about it. Like people that goes to, I think, especially if you study like design, something involved with art. I don't know, fashion. You always, I feel like people they always start in their own countries and they're like, I don't like this. Fuck everything. I'm gonna go out of here and try again. And
Another place.
yeah.
For me, it was I loved it. I was doing really good in Mexico. It was really nice. It was also COVID, so let's not forget about this part because that's really
Ah, that's
important.
right. You came
So
before me.
I
It was
came.
COVID.
Yes, but no, I was in the university in Mexico and it was COVID, so that's probably why I was a bit tired of uni in Mexico. But it was a really good university and it was a really nice course. But I had friends abroad already, and especially this girlfriend of mine, she told me like, I went to Milan and there's this nice school and I can see you there for sure. You should check it out. Like it's your opportunity, right? And like my parents always had like this idea of me and my brothers living in Europe. So yeah, it was like, okay, I will think about it. And I was a bit unsure because I was already 1 year in university.
Yeah, so you like lose this year. So
Yeah,
you'll
so
be
I felt,
like,
yeah,
should
for
should I
sure.
not? But we need to think, guys. We are young, like
Yeah, that's also
we
like
still
the
have a lot of
mentality. That's the
life.
mentality that I had. I thought, well, this is like kind of a one opportunity in life, and I will take it, right? And so I talked to my parents, and they were like, okay, yeah, we think that probably this is like your ticket for to freedom, right? And
The freedom.
no, for real, and not I'm not talking about freedom in the sense of like, oh,
Let
go,
me
yeah,
in.
go do whatever you want and just enjoy your life, but freedom of a sense of freedom within who you are, because once you have this distance with your family or with your the friends that you've always had in your life or like the society group that you're part of, when you have this distance, then you can actually go and meet yourself. Like you get to know yourself fully, completely, transparent. And I feel like that's something that I needed to have that for myself, and I didn't know that at the moment, but I also wanted to go just because I thought, okay, this is my one time experience, and I didn't know it was gonna last forever. I didn't know I was gonna actually. Uh, I didn't know anything. Like it was just kind of in the moment. My thinking was, I want to do fashion. I want to go to Milan. It sounds amazing
I mean,
experience.
just go for it,
Just
you
go for
know.
it. And in the moment, I was not thinking of all of the things that could go wrong because, of course, so many things can go wrong.
And so many happen, but we're alive
And
here.
so many happened, but that also made me learn and grow.
Yeah, that's true.
So now, and I'm young, we're like in our 20s and early 20s, and I can tell, like, for me, living abroad and just accepting and loving and just kind of having this mentality of risk and taking the risk, and of course, my lovely supporting parents and family made me who I am now. And if I could talk to the version of myself of 6 years ago, would probably be like,
She'll be
you,
proud
yeah,
now.
she would be proud, and she would also think you've grown so much, right? And yeah, so it was something that happened in 2 months, and now I look back and it's been 5 years, or almost 5 years.
Crazy. Kind of
Met. We
met.
met.
We met in her second year and my second year because I did like 1 year and 6 months. Kind of crazy, guys. One day I'm gonna stop and tell you everything. But do you remember your first day at Magangoni, or maybe the first time that you met me?
Of course. Yeah, it's a nice story actually. Well, my first day of Marangoni was, as I said, like I took the risk. I just came to Milan. I didn't know anyone. Anyone. You can ask my brother. He came with me and my mom to set me up in my new life in Milan. And I was alone by my own. And I just remember me sitting down in my bed and thinking, oh my God, like, what am I doing? But I was
We
so
feel
happy.
so scary.
And then I went to Marangoni. It was a really nice day. Yeah, but I met Kachi the second year of university, my second year, and her first. It was your
Yeah,
first.
yeah. I mean, it was my first, but I was in the second year. It's kind of confusing.
And I was in the corner of pattern making class. I think it was pattern making. I don't know.
No, I think it was Donatella's class.
Okay, so
We
it
have
was.
this teacher that she looked like so much Donatella, so we were just calling her Donatella
Yeah,
Versace.
we were in like a Photoshop class.
Yeah.
And I was in the corner just like doing my Photoshop things, and they announced like there's this new student. And yeah, I don't know, I just wanted to be really open, and like I actually understand how it feels to be the new, or like to be the one that is just, I don't know, like the new person that in a full in a room full of girls that,
That kind of already know each other
yeah,
because
because we were
my
all friends
class, like
already.
I did the first year, and most of the people didn't pass, so we were like I think 6 people, and they split of us to the classes in the second year. So I was the like imagine me like going to a class that I didn't know anyone, and they already knew each other for like a year,
Yeah,
you
like a year.
know.
So it was, I felt like, okay, I want to be nice, right? You always want to be a nice person to someone new. And I don't know, she saw me, she didn't know where to sit down.
I was like,
Uh,
can
and she's
I?
like, hey, and I was like, hello, how are you? Come sit down next to me, like let's talk a bit. And yeah, it was, I feel, a click, like
Yeah,
it's
click.
instant click, like
And
we got
after
along
the
really well.
class, we got upstairs to the terrace, and then we were passing like some moments, you know, like first year and this kind of thing. So
Yeah,
we were
we're going,
gossiping
yeah,
so much, and we didn't like knew each other. We were like, yeah, this and that, this
we're going
person.
through, normal moments in life, like, you're experiencing things.
Exactly.
So we just sit down and just talked, and like, yeah, it was really nice, fun, and little by little we just got along so well.
And now it's been 3 years,
Yes, that we
three
are really
years that
close.
we are together, guys. So now a little bit more how you feel about okay, you graduate. How you feel about being a fashion designer, and if you still want to be, and how was the classes? I mean, I think you guys are really curious. Like, what did we actually study? And yeah, your favorite collection. Like, tell me about how was to be a fashion design student in Magangoni.
I feel like, of course, um, I, I feel like I reinvented myself every year, even every semester of
Yeah,
Marangoni.
because we need to do like 2 collections for a year.
Yeah, it was like 2 collections a year, where you need to create a huge and a new concept, and you need to, of course, spend so much time
So much money.
and money and time and like passion and creativity and nights, because I love working at night, okay? Don't judge me. I don't work during the day. This is how I work. I will go to sleep at 6 a.m. and then I sleep until 4 p.m. Then I wake up, take a shower, and then I work until 6 a.m. again.
Yeah.
That's how I did it, okay? That's why I was always really tired.
Yeah.
But no, what I want to say with this is like for me it was always a reinvention of myself. And it's funny because like sometimes our ego is too big and we think, oh, I already know everything. I already know this.
Yeah.
I love this style. I love how I dress. But then you look back to these moments and you realize I didn't know anything, or I don't know. For me it was mostly like a transformation of me, but personally. Like I
Even
feel,
about the style, like I feel like
yeah, of my
we
own
tried
style.
so many things. Like guys, like I'm a really like girly girl, you know, and I try to once talk about like I don't know, like Ricky Owens vibe. I tried to do something like this, and when I was almost done, I was like, fuck everything. I'm gonna start from beginning because that's not me.
Yeah, but yeah, and so I tried so many different things, and I put myself in a position where I change. It's not that I changed, but I evolved. Like if I, as I said at the beginning, if I go back to the first day of Marangoni, I would see myself. I would be like, wow, like who are you, right? But in the good way, because that's what creative pathways make you go through transformation, and that's a amazing part of fashion. That's why I decided to do fashion, because it transforms you, but in a deep way, not in a way of superficial things. Like you grow, you evolve, you need to do research, you need to do mood boards, you need to watch movies, you need to understand the stories of other designers. You need to have this idea that the
Yeah, this
world is huge,
inspiration. Yeah.
right? And that there's so many things that you need to discover, and that sometimes when you get to these big fashion schools you think, oh, I already know, oh, I know my style, oh, I have this, oh, I have that. But in reality fashion design is deconstructing who you are to be able to create, because creation only comes from a place of understanding yourself. If you don't know who you are, if you are so like in doubt and like you're not confident on you, then you're not gonna be able to actually come up with things that are impactful to people. Because at the end of the day, and we saw this,
Yeah.
fashion is not about it's not only how things look, but also what it makes you feel. And that's my
And
next
another
point.
thing, like nowadays, it's super hard to be original and this kind of thing.
And
So,
authentic.
yeah, exactly, like authentic, like it's how you feel. But there is so many things that happen in social media trends, so you get confused, and most of the time you get inspiration. Of course, you can get inspiration. It's how art kind of works.
Of course.
But I feel like nowadays it's super hard for you to do okay. Like this is me, with
Yeah,
without
and be
any
truly
influencer.
authentic. That's
Exactly.
for sure. And for me, that's why I liked what I studied. I liked it, but because it was kind of a journey towards myself. For me to study fashion design was the first year, even in Mexico, was one thing, and then if I see the projects and the all of the stories that I created or the research that I did, and I compare it to the last year of Marangoni, it's literally completely different.
It's
Like
so funny,
and
guys.
it's
Like
so
so
different.
different.
And for me, that was the hard part, to deconstruct myself, to open my mind, to take kind of these ideas of the society that they give us since we are really little, that things should be perfect, that things should look like this, that things should be like that. And for me, that was like, if I want to create, I need to throw all of this to the garbage and
Uh,
become myself.
exactly.
So that's why I did like my career, and I enjoyed it a lot. We had so many amazing moments, hard moments also. But if I now that I graduated, I did my internships and I worked,
Yeah, we are gonna talk about this, guys.
I think it's really important to be like real talk and to say what we really think of this, because now that we are part of the industry and we are really young, like we're right now starting off our career, starting
Exactly.
off
What do we
our
do? Like
career.
she already had two internships, me one. Like what we can talk about? Like we don't know anything. but we are learning.
But I
And
think
then
it's
I feel
always
that's really
important.
important
Like,
for you
yeah,
to have experience. I feel like you can talk about like stuff if you don't have experience, you know?
I feel like it's also um the more authentic you are, but not only in fashion, in life, the more that you can give to people, the more that you can give to yourself, the more that you can experience, understand, and that's learning also. So that would be my advice. Kind of, don't try to be perfect. Don't try to be someone else.
Exactly.
Try
Try
to
to
be
be
you,
you.
literally. And that's what it will save you in fashion school, because you get to fashion school and they will make you draw, they will make you do
Yeah,
perfect things, right?
exactly. And you're gonna compare also
And you
yourself
will
a
be
lot. You
always
see like
comparing.
these and that, like people they have completely different styles. So the thing that's gonna make you you, it's you.
Being authentic, like for
Exactly.
real, like probably, yeah, understanding that there's so many, like from white to black, there's a huge range of colors. And sometimes, and probably you had it also, that you get to fashion school and you feel like, oh, if it's not white or black, then it's nothing, and whatever I do, it's gonna be bad because it's not white or black. But that's not true. And believe me, because it's also a process. That's what I'm trying to say. So believe in that process, believe in yourself, and be the most authentic.
No, that's amazing. I feel like we learned that for 3 years and everything, and I feel the last collection of Mile, I think you found really yourself, right? She got an amazing grade and everything, but the thing is you felt was really you. I think that was the most important thing, because we met a lot of people, guys, and these people they're like, what, you were going to parties, she was going out meeting people, I don't know, shopping, traveling. So every work that she was doing it, like, you were spending time for real because you like it. I don't know, for me, I don't know how to
No,
actually explain,
I
but there
understand.
is this a lot of people that they didn't, guys, like I had an amazing like 3 years at school, like I worked and I also like had fun, but there's people that they were all the time working like crazy people, and we had fun, and at the same time she got an amazing grade. And that's the thing, she found herself, you know, so
But
that's
yeah,
why it's so difficult.
but it's true what Kachi's saying, and I think you want to say, or what I understand from it,
Yeah,
is that in order to actually be successful, I think in fashion school or in any creative pathway, you need to live life,
you need to
because
live
that's
life,
just
guys.
the real school is like the world. Like going to museums and watching movies and listening to music that is so interesting, and just being able to connect with these parts of you that are much more deep, right? Or even the superficial stuff, or not superficial, but maybe the more common things, like going to parties and putting
Even
yourself.
to take a coffee, guys, we used to have classmates. They, you wake up, you go to school, you see them, like I don't know, sewing, you come back home, you take a shower, you
No,
come
but
back,
putting
they
yourself,
were
yeah,
still there.
but putting yourself in a place where you're open to opportunities to happen. Like, like I had these amazing experiences where I went out for dinner with my friends, and then I accompanied one of my friends to have a cigarette outside, and a girl was asking for the lighter, and we said, yeah, yeah, you can have the lighter. And then she started to talk to us, and she was like a super like a super
Interesting.
interesting person. She was working in this agency in a showroom in Milan, and she was saying, oh, I need people and interns for the summer. Like, you want to be part of the interns, send me an email to this email. And like, that's how you actually start to be part
Exactly.
of the fashion world.
You
Or
need to talk with
yeah,
people. You need to.
you need to go out, you need to put yourself out in the world, however that
Exactly.
is, either social media, in the streets,
How they're gonna work your know your work? That's the thing, you know. How they're
and you
gonna.
and yeah, and you need to be proud of you, and to be in that's, I think, the most important and most difficult. Find your style, find the way that you work, find what you are passionate about, and then be proud of that. And then with this amazing light of being proud of who you are, you kind of sell, you know, you sell your idea, and people actually see that.
That's the thing. You believe in you, so they believe in you,
And you
and
need to
that's the
believe in your
thing.
idea, because that's
And
the
that's
most
why it's gonna make
important.
it sell. You
Yeah,
know.
so for me was, yeah, my collection of last year. Kachi will show you a bit
Yeah,
of
we're
it.
gonna put a little bits for here for you guys to understand like the process and everything, but was
But I
amazing.
would say it was for sure a deconstruction of me, and not necessarily that I love to wear these clothes or that I'm always wearing this type of style,
No, but it's not
but
about that,
I think
guys.
I
Like,
built a story, and that's
yeah.
what you also do in fashion. You build stories. You talk from a place of expression, right? You of saying a message. Either it's something personal or something that you are inspired by. And I feel like I finally got to that point and that goal in my career, where in fashion, in like a fashion school, where I could express a social problem, which for me was really important, and it made me really proud.
No,
And yeah.
it's amazing. It's beautiful. Like literally, like congratulations. I still
Yeah,
say
thank you.
that. So, still about your experience in Milan, like I mean, after all, you stayed living there for 3 years. You arrived before me, and if you look it back, like, do you think like you did a good decision? Like, you like it being a student in Marangonia, or if you, I don't know, because guys, there's a lot of like fashion schools. We have Parsons, UAL. So, like, would you do it again there? How was to live in Milan? Like,
Mm, definitely do it again for sure. I would always do this again if I could. Milan was an amazing place to be. It's, I could say, it's my first home, and when where I kind of learned how to be by my own, but also um, how to make my own family with people that are not from my own
yeah,
family. You
guys,
know?
like that's so funny because, for example, like I came really young, but Mila, she came what with 20. I came with 18. We don't have actually our family there, so our friends they turn in our family. So
Yeah,
that's
it's kind of how I
yeah.
built a community, which is was really nice, and also combined with like this personal journey with school and like fashion, and kind of growing up within myself, which was beautiful. So I love Milan. Always, always, I will always remember Milan as my first home. Now I don't live there anymore, and I thought Marangoni was a place where I actually grew and I learned so many things, both good and bad. Mm, but I think that there's so many things that I wish were different when it
Yeah,
comes to the school,
exactly. I feel
and
like every school they had their good and
they're
bad
bad.
stuff, like for sure. But like for example, I feel like the collections, classes were super nice. I feel like we had really good teachers,
We had
right?
really good
I just
teachers.
feel the end that kind of I was like, okay, they didn't actually like help us without anything,
Yeah,
right?
at the end of the day, when it comes to the real part of finding opportunities, jobs, internships, everything, you cannot count with them. That's for sure. Like
Not at all, guys.
they have a really huge um like we have a lot of contacts, but it all depends on you. And so for me, that's also a great moment where I learned and I put myself out there, and that's
Yeah,
why
that's what I said. It's really important, like go out, talk with people, like
post your things
yeah,
wherever, like print them,
talk
knock
with them
knock
in the street.
knock doors. And this is like the next part of something that I want you to know, because things can happen. Like that's what I want to say. Things can
If
happen.
you look for it,
They are the
yeah, you
opportunities are
find
there.
them, you find, but you need to look for it. It's not like I know that I don't know. We don't actually talk with a lot of people that we used to study, but we and as I know, we were the first ones that had internships, and because we looked for it.
Yeah, we put
We didn't wait
ourselves
for
out.
Magangoni, you
No,
know.
and also this is a really good I think advice, and also a reminder for myself. My second year of university, I was already thinking I want to do an internship, right? The CVs, curriculums, at least for your first or second year of after university, they matter a lot, right? Because
Yeah,
that's how you find a job.
you need to have experience for
Or
someone
or yeah.
to hire you.
Yeah, so second year of university, the summer, I decided to do an internship, and that was on my mind for all the year. And I thought I need to get an internship before summer. I need to get an internship before summer. So what I did is that I sent, I swear, 150 emails to so many brands in Japan, brands in New York, brands in Italy,
She was
brands
like,
in.
I just don't care. Like
I just need,
I would just go like, just
yeah,
please
for
like
me it's
hire
like
me.
I just need to have this experience on my own. I don't want to wait until the third year of, I don't want to wait until I have a degree. I don't want to wait. I want to do it now, because now I have the age. Now I have, like, I have everything on my hands to be able to create something, right? And of course I didn't have any experience, and I was just delusional, and I feel like you need to be delusional actually. Like, so I would start texting and looking for jobs and looking for everything online. And I found this place, this website where there were so many contacts of like showrooms and brands, and they had their emails. So I decided to copy paste each email of each brand and each showroom and send an email to all of them, like, hey, hello, my name is Milena. I am this old. I
Yeah,
am
at least one
studying.
thousand emails you send
Yeah,
it,
and I was
right?
like, I studied in me. I'm studying in Marangoni. I have this summer for free. I would love to work with you. I do it, of course, for free. Like, for me, was the most important. It was to be inside of a company, inside of a showroom,
Yeah,
inside
in
of
the
a
fashion
place.
industry.
Yes, in the fashion industry, inside of a company that where I would be able to actually learn how it feels to be part of the real fashion
The
world.
real world,
Because
exactly.
it's
Because
different.
when you're a student, guys, it's completely different. Like you go there, you show your collection, and then the teacher give their opinion. But I mean, it's not like this, right?
No, and it's also you're in a really privileged position when you're in school, because yes, at the end of the day, we went to a private university,
Yeah.
right? So everything seems like it's made out of paper, and like everything is perfection, right? And then once you step yourself out of that door, you realize that it's more difficult than you believe. And in order to create something that is gonna be really strong and like nice for yourself, you need to start from zero. So, to my good luck,
She found our
I found an
internship.
internship in my second year of a university, and it was in New York. So that summer, I went from Milan to New York, and I worked in a showroom for the summer. It was like 3 months, and it was an amazing experience. Like,
Now I remember you calling me like, and she was like, "Catchy, like it's crazy. Like what? I'm working in New York. It's just a vibe, you
no, it
know."
was it was the first time that I actually understood why and what it took, what it takes to actually be in a fashion world, right? And also, why am I doing what I'm doing? And yeah, it was an amazing experience, and it made me grow a lot. It was also in New York, so for me it was like every time that I was walking to Soho for
Yeah,
my.
you see, I like inspiration. Would see people. You
No,
see like
yes,
stores.
even in the
Yeah,
subway, like I would go on the subway at 8 a.m.
you see
to get
like
to the
interesting,
office.
like weird but interesting
No,
people.
I would think there's no greatest place to see amazing outfits and combinations and colors than the subway in New York. Or you walk in like the park, and like you just see these creations and things that I was blown out, like, away. I was blown away with this, and it was really important for me. It was such a transformative
And it was
moment.
your first
It was my
experience,
first
like
experience, and the fact that I also did it like on my own, and also because I wanted to. because things shouldn't be obliged. You need to do what anything that you do it because you're passionate about.
Exactly. I feel like everything that you, like my parents, they always taught me that, like, okay, you're gonna study fashion, but you're gonna study fashion because you love. Like I could have done law or something, but I knew that I wouldn't do right because I don't love it. And I feel when you love something, you do like passionate, you do like better, like you would be proud of yourself. Okay, guys. So now the plot of the interview. So okay, you finish Marangoni. I mean, it's not that we finished our class and then we had like 6 months to do an internship. And yeah, like what did you do? Like how was your last year and what did you find? And where are you living now? Yeah, I'm visiting her, guys.
She's
I'm not in
visiting.
Milan.
She's visiting me in the in an amazing.
In Mono's house.
She's in Mono's house now. But okay, last year of Marangoni was a year where I thought uh, either this is gonna go so well or this is gonna go really bad.
I remember we were so like nervous. We didn't know anything about our life.
Yeah, yeah, we. It was a lot of uncertainty. It was a lot of pressure, not even from people, but from our own, like pressure of I want to find an internship, I want to find a job, I want to find something new, or not new, but I want to find something. I also want to do good in my exams. Like last collection of Marangoni always, or like last collection of any fashion school, it means this is my ticket to my future,
Of
no?
course, exactly.
Because that's kind of your, that's gonna be your portfolio. Not always, but a lot
I
of
mean, it's
times
like it's your
part of portfolio.
yeah, exact. It's your main project in a kind of way. It's your last one that you're gonna use everything that you learn in the 3 years of school. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
the one
because
that you
you're
put
more,
more
and
effort.
you're much more mature, and your
Yeah.
idea probably has much more to offer, and much more research, and it's more, yeah, like more mature, I think, and more interesting. So yeah, I was so uncertain, and I was so scared, but I was going through it. Okay, I was like, okay, what's the worst that could happen? I don't find a job. I don't know. I keep doing things, and then I
Yeah,
will
keep
find one.
trying.
Right. I will keep trying. But then, as I always thought, and I always think, and I will always think, life has a magic on it. Like life has a magical thing of it, and it's crazy because Kachi and I, we kind of have
We
like
have a
really
weird
similar.
connection, guys.
Yeah, really, we have really similar things going on, like in a parallel way. So yeah, like the last month of university was for me crazy. I was not sleeping, almost not eating. I was running on, always like I don't know, doing things, going here, coming back, and the sewing,
Running
and
late
like,
for everywhere.
and the fabric, and I know need to go that fabric to the fabric shop, and this and that, and the needle, like 3,000 things going on at the same time, portfolio, and then the thesis, and this, and coming back, and the internship, and what happened with the job, and like interviews and everything. And
You were already, I remember, like, I think I got before you, remember?
yeah,
Like
like
2 weeks
a lot
before.
of good girls, yeah, we're
Yeah.
getting.
And then I remember that we had our trip. Like, we went to Puglia as a graduation a trip with some friends. And then I think it was the first day Milena tells me,
Yeah,
Kachi, you have no idea. So I got this opportunity
yeah,
in
yeah,
Karl Lagerfeld.
yeah.
What?
I the last weekend of the my last school year,
Yeah,
that literally the day
yeah,
of,
like I feel like first week of June, no, July.
yeah, probably, but
Yeah.
it was like the first weekend, or like the first weekend after the school year, after like the last exam was on Friday, and then I knew this on Saturday, and then on Monday I was traveling to Puglia with my friends, right? And yeah, I got an interview with Karl Lagerfeld.
Yeah, she needed to like do some work, like because they were kind of trying to
They
do
asked me
like
to do
a
a project.
bikinis, yeah, like
Yeah,
a
they asked me. Yeah,
project.
they
Yeah.
asked me to do a project to
and
see if
see
I had
she's
the
gonna select
level,
it. Yeah.
if I was gonna get selected for the job. And I was honestly really tired after the last 2 months, the last months of university
And
because
in her
it was
vacations, what
insane.
happens? She needs to work and do the project.
Yeah, so yeah, so I got the opportunity. They tell me, okay, we really like you, but now you need to do a project. And on Monday I was traveling, so I decided to do it, of course, because at the end of the day, that's what I was gonna. That's
Yeah, I
what
mean,
we are
if
gonna
you get the
do.
opportunity, guys, just take it and like don't say anything and work and
Yeah,
work.
and so I took all my things to the trip, and I worked in the trip. I did.
Yeah, in the morning, like in the afternoon, she was with us, like chatting, going to the beach and everything. And when we were going to bed, she was working. So I was waking up and
And I
she
was,
was going to bed.
yeah, they were waking up at 8, and I was going to bed to sleep because of how much I was working on my computer and everything. And then I remember the day I was like done with the project, and I sent it, and yeah, like they
We were
confirmed
like,
me,
yay.
and I got it. And then in the span of 2 months, my life changed. I moved to Amsterdam, so now I live in
No,
Amsterdam.
guys, I feel like this city, of course, Milena, we had a really great time in Milan, but it's been, I think, my fourth time here. Every time I come to visit her and she comes to visit me, I feel this is her city. Amsterdam, it's amazing, and I feel it's really you.
Yeah.
And she didn't know anyone here, guys. She needed to come, like, do
So
it
it
from the
happened again. It
beginning.
happened
They were
again.
like, again, I need to move. What?
But and that's why all of the people that are gonna watch this and listen to all this podcast, I really encourage you, and I feel like this is a reason why Kachi is
Yeah.
doing this, to follow your gut, to believe in you, to do things even if you get really scared. Because what's the worst that could happen? To regret? You are gonna regret more the things that you don't do than the ones that you do, even if they go wrong. That's that's a memory and something new to learn. So
It's gonna be a year she's here.
now I'm gonna be a year, like it's gonna be a year that I moved to Amsterdam. I couldn't be happier. I'm still inside of the fashion world. I'm growing and I'm learning. And of course, at the end of the day, creative careers or pathways are ups and downs and ups and downs and ups and downs. But as we said, it's all about putting yourself out there and believing in you and your idea, and never stop creating. Always doing creative things, either is writing or dancing or
Always be like doing something,
yeah.
like, and yeah, I mean, now we see the next chapters of you here. Like, you did the internship for like what, 10 months?
Yeah, I was working for a long time, but then I'm moving to Scotch and Soda. I don't know if I can say this in here, but
But she's not gonna say what she's gonna do there, so we just
no.
live in this way.
But yeah, it's been a great journey. Of course, with my great friend Kachi, that
Yeah,
she's
and
also in
and
this
Mila is always
journey.
coming to Milan, and I'm always coming here, and I'm always really proud to what is happening to hear how she's doing, and even encourage me, and I want to share this with you guys so can encourage you. Look how many places she already moved to. She was from Mexico, and then she went to Milan, and then to New York, and then to Amsterdam. I feel like nothing's impossible,
No,
guys.
and it's also so sometimes we have so much worries, and probably this is really personal, but my worries at the time, and I also have them right now, not the same ones, different ones, but I do. But at the time, talking about myself when I was 19, that is when I moved. I thought, am I gonna find the people that is gonna be like me? Am I gonna be able to express myself as I want? Am I gonna be able to survive without my family, like from the like with my parents in Mexico and me being in Europe? But I didn't want to think of that a lot, because if you put yourself to think that a lot, then you don't do it.
Exactly.
And the important part
The best
here,
thing is
yeah,
like
to
don't
do it.
think too much.
Yeah, don't think.
Just do it. Oh my god.
Just do it. And of course, I need to say this because it's actually really important, and I think you agree. We are also really privileged, right? Like
Yeah.
the fact that we are able to choose what we want to do,
Where do we want to
where we want to
go?
go, why do we want to live there. Like it's always been not. I don't think it's been individual. It's been with our parents behind us, our family, our friends that also are in fashion, or the ones that are not. They're the same, supportive, loving. So yeah, I could not say anything about like doing things on my own way because that's not true. I have a huge um team behind me,
Yeah.
and I'm really grateful for that. But I do believe that in a way you need to have this solo journey when it comes to who you are, and that's how
Exactly.
what we're learning now, I think.
Exactly. It's what we are learning every day, and that's what I want to share with you guys. So, yeah, that was our first episode. Oh my god, I don't know how many minutes we have here. We are gonna say after, but I would just want to say thank you to Mile that she was amazing. She always opened like this, with people when I love that, like, bro, you're not shy at all. At all. And look with the camera, see, you can talk. And yeah, girls, so let me know what you think about this first episode. And if you want me to, I don't know, interview someone else, like, of course, I already have some friends in my list and we're gonna talk with them. But I hope you guys like it. I'm super excited. That's just the beginning. And yeah, kisses and see you in the next episode.
Kachi, thank you for everything. I loved it,
Yay!
and I hope this talk,
Could
even
help
even
you
if we
guys.
are not the Kate Moss or Jonathan
Anderson.
Anderson, uh, we're doing it raw and honest because probably that's what I needed to hear when I was
Right.
moving.
That's the thing. Like, I feel like, of course, if you're getting into fashion or if you are like smaller if you're a teenager, I feel this is a really good podcast for you, right?
Yeah, and
You
it's
encourage me, like, okay, if they did it, I can do it.
and yeah, it's like this is the sign for you to follow your passion, whether it's
Follow
fashion.
your
Follow
dreams.
your passion, whether it's fashion or something creative or whatever you want.
Fashion passion.
Mwah. It was lovely to
Kisses.
have you.
And bye bye. See you in the
It was
next
lovely to be
episode.
with you, not to have you.
To have you.